Yeah, good morning, friends. I request Mr. Nagendra to start the proceedings.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. This is Nagendra Javakal here, Director FDPPI. So nice to be here on this Saturday morning. Thanks to be spending your time off here. Today it's a great day. We are having our 7th batch of training program. This training program being conducted in association with DNV. Thank you so much. Today we have our guest, Mr. Rakesh Maheshwari, working as Senior Director and Group Coordinator, Cyber Law and Cybersecurity in the Ministry of Electronics and IT, involved in PDPI development and JPC activities. As a Group Coordinator, Cyber Law worked in all the matters related to IT and IT Act administration, including as a designated officer under Section 69A. Has been instrumental and played a key role in development of publishing of the IT Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rule 21, published by METI in February 2021. Has been handling WhatsApp new privacy policy code matters and also the WhatsApp Facebook challenging rules regarding the identification of the originator, involving in early work of PDP bill and have been involved in some of the JPC discussions after the bill has been presented in the parliament in 2019. She was also involved in working with BIS and privacy management standard development. Rest worked with STQC in quality management, information security, IT and IT enabled service management and process improvement. So welcome Mr. Rakesh Maheshwari to the forum. We have, thank you, sir. We have Mr. Prakash Tikare from DNV. He has over 36 years of experience in engineering, infrastructure, certification, inspection, assessment, and training. He has worked with over 15 years in DNV, various capacity, and then moved to Grumman, India as Vice President, QHC Sustainability in 2010. After working of 3 years in Grumman, India, he has joined DNV again in March 2013 as country head for India, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. He is also responsible for ensure overall smooth merger of DNV GL as a country chair from 2014 to 2017. After managing various responsibilities as a regional manager, country chair, member of Strategic Management Council and Executive Leadership Team, here he is now area manager for India subcontinent and Middle East, responsible for supply chain and product assurance, business area assurance in the DNV. So welcome Mr. Prakash Tikare to the forum.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Rakesh.
Thank you, sir. And we have Muralidhara A, Senior Quality Head at Infosys, around 25 years of experience across various industry segments, which includes airline back-end operations, process management, service transition in operations, training and development, quality assurance. He's also an SME in learn and automation process engineering and management solution partner for evaluation of the business practices and solution implementation support in the area of business sustainability, safety at workplace, green initiatives, energy, carbon, water, and waste management. So welcome, Mr. Muralidhar, to the forum.
Welcome, Murli.
Hi, good morning. Welcome. So I have some problem with my video. I'll just connect in a minute.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And also, I would like to welcome our faculty, Ramesh Venkatraman, and also our chairman too, Mr. Navijay Shankar. And last but not the least, I would like to welcome all our participants, our students who are going to be part of this entire program. Thank you very much. Have a good learning day. Over to you, Navi, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Nagendra. Before we start, I thought I can spend a few minutes to just introduce our organization because some of our guests may not have earlier interacted with us. So I will go through a brief view of what FDPPI is. Now, FDPPI is a movement of data protection professionals. Why do we call it as a movement? Is that it was structured as a Section 8 company, started in 2018, and it was constituted as an organization of the professionals through their funding as member contributions. And subsequently, of course, we have started the activities, and many of our supporting members have been contributing in terms of effort donation, and that is how we are funding the organization for whatever activities it has planned. The main objectives of FDPPI are threefold. One is to build an empowered community of knowledgeable, efficient, and ethical data protection professionals. Of course, knowledge is one aspect, efficiency and skill development is another aspect. These are the two things we are covering as far as the training programs are concerned. We also want people to imbibe ethical standards. That is always in the back of our mind. And we want our members to contribute to the development of the secure information society by lawful means. So there are certain reasons why I make these statements, because many times technology people try to be little over smart, like Twitter is today. And we would like to follow a principle of recognizing that we have a contribution to the society to make, and we have to do it through lawful means. So we have put it as part of our main objectives even at the time of registration. We also want to enhance the intrinsic value and worth of the profession of data protection professionals. And of course, when we talk of data protection professionals, we take all those people who are directly or indirectly involved in generating, managing, preserving, and protecting data. So it includes, for example, the IT people, it includes the lawyers, it also includes law enforcement people, because we feel all of us have got a duty to protect data. In this process, we also want to bring harmony in pursuing civil rights of individuals, because we know that many times when we pursue privacy, we have a conflict with freedom of speech. And I have been telling for a long time that cyber security or security of the citizens is a paramount importance. Many times privacy conflicts with the requirements of security, because many people identify privacy with anonymity and hiding, and that is actually behind most of the problems we have in the social media today. So when we formed this organization in September 2018, we put these three aspects as our main objectives, and with that we are pursuing various other activities. In fact, as of today, we have many activities supporting these particular objectives. In knowledge enhancements, we have a weekly Jnanavardhini program. So far, we have actually completed 68 Jnanavardhini programs. In fact, today morning, I was checking our video channel. We have got 98 video programs available free for public, and it covers the gamut of cyber law and data protection. We will shortly touch 100 perhaps during this week. Now, we also have a DPJI, that is the Data Protection Journal of India. We conduct this data protection certification programs, that is CDPP. We have recently launched a program called P&Y, Privacy and Youth, to take the privacy discussions to the colleges. Because when we started, we looked at professionals as the main criteria for membership and other things. Now we want to start student chapters. And our member, Mr. Lemie from Nagpur, has taken some special efforts to bring in universities. We will be dealing with law universities and engineering institutions to create student chapters so that they can participate in our activities, and we will be perhaps promoting activities in their premises of whatever is required. Now, in terms of implementation, that is after creating the knowledge, implementation, we want the Indian data fiduciaries or the entire ecosystem to be as much data protection compliant as possible. So we generated our own framework for data protection called Personal Data Protection Standard of India, so that we will not be dependent on international frameworks only, and we wanted to create something exclusively for the Indian scenario where a company will normally handle data from multiple countries. Say, unlike a company in USA, in India, we have companies which handle EU data, we have Singapore data, we have US data. So it is not enough if we are compliant with only PDPA, we have to be compliant with various other laws. So we developed a unified system of a framework for data protection compliance management. And that is what we have called as PDPSI, and we are creating professionals to look at it. This incorporates all the best practices in the international frameworks. It includes information security and privacy security. And we also take Indian PDPB as it stands today, because we recognize that as a due diligence requirement as of today. We also take the GDPR and other requirements. So it covers both the ISMS, PIMS, which the international organizations talk of. We add what we call as PDPCMS, that is Personal Data Protection Compliance Management System. We are focusing on that. We have certain support services which we are developing under advisory services. We want to create a DPERT, that is Data Protection Emergency Response Team within our professional force, so that SMEs and MSMEs, when suddenly they get a doubt about any incident or something, we will have a pro bono communication to them to do immediately whatever is required. We have created a codes committee called PDP Codes Committee, so that we will create various codes as may be required after the DPA comes into existence. And even when DPA is going to start working on this codes, from the industry side, we want to have our whatever suggestions are there. We also want to create a PDP advisory board having cross industry representations beyond our own FDPPI. We want to bring in people from other organizations with similar interests, and maybe we will be able to create a framework of, coordinating the committee, which can provide a lot of inputs. We are doing this because in GDPR, we had this working party group and other things. We don't have it in India, at least as of now. We wanted to take the first steps in creating that kind of an organizational network. Last but not the least, we are working on this dispute resolution platform, DDMAP, that is Data Disputes Mediation and Arbitration Platform. We would like to provide professionals who want to engage in grievance redressal mechanisms to adopt mediation and arbitration. And it may be helpful even in the ITA 2000 context, because most of the organizations stop only at having a help center. We want them to move into some mediation or maybe even say controlled arbitration if possible. So we are creating a technology platform where others can conduct the mediation and arbitration. FDPPI is not going to be the arbitrator. It is not an arbitration institution. It is only a technology platform. At best, we would like our experts in data protection to help other arbitration councils who want to use this platform. With this kind of, you can say, framework, we have started this certificate courses in data protection professionals. In 2019, we started with module I for Indian laws. Then we extended it to the global module, module G, and then added the module on audit skills. All this together as of now was made available over a 55 hours streaming video program, which today we have combined it and had a combo kind of a program today for this 36 hours training program. We will be having 3 examinations of 90 minutes each, so that people who go through this program before certification have to get through this examination. We have set up 2 cutoff points for this. At one cutoff point, we will be calling them as PDPCMS consultants. In another cutoff point, higher cutoff point, we will be accrediting them as PDPCMS auditors, and we are trying to use their services for helping the companies to go into certifiable audit system. Consultancy can be done by anybody for helping the organizations. Now, the uniqueness of PDPSI is that it actually generates the data trust score, which is a very unique suggestion which has been put in the Personal Data Protection Act. At present, there is no such system anywhere else in the world. So we wanted to develop some suggestions on the data trust score. We have created a module based on 50 implementation specifications, an assessment of 50 implementation specifications on a scale of 1 to 10. And that with certain weightages and other things, we have built a system for generating the DTS. And with the involvement of DNV, we may be pushing it as a FDPPI DNV data trust score system. Now, otherwise, this is a unified framework so that if an organization wants to have simultaneously one division looking at GDPR, another looking at PDPA, another looking at a Singapore law, this framework enables such kind of, you can say, compliance system. It incorporates the best practices of ISO 27001 for ISMS, 27701 for PIMS, and goes a little further because we have built in certain new concepts like need to bring visibility to the data valuation. This is one of the things which we are trying to get data value into the balance sheets with some kind of a notional valuation. We have got a few other innovative additions, including the DTS. Therefore, we look at this as something going further what others have done. And we are making it an open source so that it can be used for self-implementation by organizations. It can be used by consultants to advise organizations. And additionally, we will be using it for certification. Okay, so this is what we are trying to do. We are very happy that we have got into a collaboration now with DNV. And DNV, as you know, is an internationally renowned organization involved for 150 plus years in the field of certification of different kinds. We are very happy that they have joined hands with us. We will be perhaps be able to get the industry involved in this kind of a DTS system and see that we will be jointly conducting different assignments. In fact, today's program is the first of the project which we are jointly executing with them. As far as our resources are concerned, every one member of our organization is our resource. I have got 200 people today who are all capable of being CISOs and DPOs of various big multinational organizations. So I am an aggregation of these 200 minds. So that is our active, strength, which is available for all pro bono activities. Additionally, we have got about 38 supporting members who actually provide us the channels for executing revenue sharing projects. So they are the backbone of our organization as we go forward. So FDPPI capacity is equivalent to 38 small or micro firms. Okay, in addition to this 200 people big organization, we have got people from all industries, CIOs, CXOs of various kinds. We are very proud of that. And when we have this audit system, we will have a proper mechanism to audit, certify the audit and go ahead with whatever is required as per the industry standards. Just one slide on what we are going to do in this course. We are having 3 modules. The first module covers everything about Indian privacy and data protection environment, which starts with the evolution of privacy and data protection concept in India, the court decisions of Puttaswamy judgment and other things. We will be discussing relevant provisions from Information Technology Act as it stands today. And we look at PDPP 2019 in great detail. We have also assured people that when the new PDPA Act comes after it is passed, we will give a free session for all our pre-trained persons about the bridging of changes which may happen in the Act at the time of passing. The second module covers GDPR for EU and then US laws such as CCPA, HIPAA, and maybe something more. Then we have third country laws like Singapore PDPA, Dubai, and Brazil, so that our trainees will get a comprehensive view of the global data privacy approach. Then we have data protection audit skills covered in the last module. We will cover data protection impact assessments, compliance audits, harm audits, data breach audits. We will discuss PDPSI framework and the data trust score system. We hope this will be useful to all the professionals. So thank you, friends. Now I would, before I invite Rakesh, I would like first Prakash to say a few words, and then Muralidhara, and then we will have the chief guest Rakesh to speak. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Prakash.
Thank you. Morning to all. It's so pleasure to be here for this co-branded inauguration program with FDPPI. As you all know, DNV's purpose is to safeguard life, property, and the environment. And also the current vision of DNV says that it's a trusted voice to help and enable organization in their digital transformations. So when we talk about digital, I think privacy and cybersecurity has become on the top of the things. Somewhere in 2019 beginning, DNV has done this survey all over the world, and especially this was done CEO and above categories, just to find what is their topmost worries about in coming years. And you will surprise that more than 95% of the CEOs of whose companies has said that cyber and privacy is going to be a biggest threat in coming years. And this is not just an IT company, okay? This is across the sectors of the industries that they talked about it. And we are seeing this laws and all fights going on. I mean, definitely in India for last 6-7 months, it's on, rather more than a year, it's on the top, and every day we are seeing on the front page, and this is becoming really a problem. It's great balancing between what is your fundamental rights and companies' informations, their IPs, and so many things are happening. I think there's a big industry which is there, which is looking into getting into the informations, the privacy, the private information of the organizations. And it's very difficult to control, as Mr. Navi, you said, ethical part, and that's very critical, where whatever that you do it is inbuilt to the large extent. This nature is inbuilt about the ethical practices. So as long as humanity is there, I think this ethical issue is going to be there, and so privacy and cyber requirements is going to be a big challenge in coming days. I'm very happy that we came in touch and we discussed a lot, and it's a dream come true for DNVGL that we are together. we are together doing this, and I'm sure this will help the generations to come, and to ensure that this kind of things also inbuild their ethical practices, and it's also ensure that it restricts unethical practice to come and do anything about impacting your business or getting into your private life or your private information or a private space. This association also that we have Mr. Murli from Infosys, and we have Rakesh, and we will get more and more industries forum. We don't want to be a trainer, I would say. We would like to play a role of a coach or transformations, and get everybody on a board and bring this change to the industries, change to this entire the country and to the global. And this is the reason that DNV has said that, okay, this is things that have been started, and our plan is going to be make it as popular as possible, take it beyond the boundaries of India, and get most of the people to comply with laws, whatever is coming. What is the best way to do that? And I would like to thank Navi for giving us an opportunity to be here, and I wish all the great success to this associations, all the good blessings from all our industries, tycoons, and our well-wishers like Murli and Rakesh and many people in the industries, and all the very best to the participants. And I hope that you will enjoy. We also would like to see the feedback at the end of the programs, what best we can do it. And I think we will continue to do this journey in much improved way, programs after programs. Thank you very, very much. All the very, very best. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Mr. Muralidhara, can you add your views?
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, guys. I think it's a very apt program from whatever I heard from Dr. Vijay Shankar. And see, in the industry also, if I look at it, this is an immense need for this, and it is more like more demanding activity. So as we see also, right? And so from our own experience, at Infosys, the kind of requirement that it is coming on GDPR globally is immensely increasing, and it's a part of the business need, right? And the program, whatever I see, maybe on the EU GDPR, or you talked about the Singapore compliances aspect of it, and it's very much needed, and it is evolving in a mushroom kind of growth in the industry. So hence, it is very, very impactful to the industry in terms of knowing how the nuances of these and ensuring how these are going to be complete to, right? And so Infosys is also a certified organization on ISO 27701. So we have certified on this standard about 2 years back, and we are one of the first few in the globe to get certified on this standard. So that shows the commitment that we have, and also the importance of data privacy and other aspects of that. And certainly it's a good step on the collaboration, I must say here, with Navi and the DNV. So knowing DNV and their association with Infosys is close to 25 years plus now, right? And I'm sure this program is going to immensely help the society at large, as well as the participant, otherwise also on the other industries. And I wish very all the best to this joint venture, as well as all the participants. So we will get immense knowledge on this, and transfer the knowledge as a catalyst to the society and the industry or firm. Thank you very much, and best of luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Murli. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Rakesh, if you are ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, am I audible?
Yeah, your
Yes, sir.
video has gone off, sir.
Yeah, video I have
Okay.
taken it off
Okay.
primarily because of the bandwidth issues that I am finding at this particular place.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So thank you very much for inviting me in this prestigious program and very apt program relating to, in fact, privacy protection, and in fact, in a broader sense, data protection, understanding of the national as well as international scenario, because today we live in an era of internet which is completely global. In fact, time and again we have been saying data is a new oil, data is a water. It was earlier called as oil, now it's being called as water, because it's not only essential, it is an essential ingredient for survival. So data is going to be the buzzword, is already the buzzword, and will continue to be the buzzword in time to come. And the whole, I should say, mobile ecosystem has, in fact, increased the desire of the companies to collect more and more data to be able to do business and to be able to develop business models around the same. In fact, we just had a case in Honorable High Court of Delhi, X versus Union of India, which was also about privacy protection. But the judge made a comment there that internet never sleeps and never forgets. And that's the word forget is particularly important here, that whatever therefore we are doing, our footprints remain on the internet. Whether we are able to find it, wipe them out or not is a different issue, but the footprints remain, and therefore there is nothing called as absolutely secure or absolutely private. It's therefore important that we understand as to what exactly privacy means to us and how much of it should be implementable in the real life scenario. In fact, the importance of privacy can be understood by the fact that as WhatsApp changed its privacy policy in January 2021, there was a lot of hue and cry, a lot of interest, I will say, thereby forcing them to clear as to what will be the specific aspects that they are collecting, why are they collecting, and particularly when they are introducing the business feature, how exactly the privacy policy will be different when you are talking in a normal scenario vis-a-vis when you are talking to the business. So the whole idea is, right now I'm not saying that what they are done is correct or not, but what I'm trying to convey is that there is definitely a great awareness, a good amount of awareness now amongst people to be able to understand their rights with respect to their own privacy protection. Of course, I mean, as mentioned by Professor Naviji, that privacy has already been declared as a fundamental right. But when I represent government, I do say fundamental right, however, does not mean that it's an absolute right. Fundamental right always come with little bit of responsibilities, and it is never absolute. And to that extent, if there are certain activities which anyone is performing which impact sovereignty or integrity of the country, or impacting defense, or maybe impacting our relationship with foreign countries, or is likely to create a public order, that your privacy takes a back step vis-a-vis the national needs. And that's where government comes in. Government tries to make a balance between freedom of speech and the need of privacy of people. Now, having said so, now let's come that there were some provisions in the IT Act. IT Act, however, was last amended in year 2008. The era at that particular time was completely different from what we see today. And therefore, the need for a comprehensive privacy data protection standard law was felt even before the judgment from the Honorable Supreme Court came in August 2017, that the government on 31st of July created a committee, a high-powered committee to start working on the personal data protection bill. The bill has already been finalized from government side and has been presented.
We lost the voice. I hope we will come back.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We lost for a minute. Yeah. Now you can go ahead. I think.
Convey.
Come back. Yeah.
Just wanted to convey that PDP bill is presently in its final stages of discussions by the Joint Parliamentary Committee, and hopefully as and when the next session of Parliament actually happens, that quite likely the bill should be presented in the Parliament and subject to discussions and approval by the Parliament, this should become an act. And why this is important? Because when we are doing business internationally, or whenever we are doing activities even within the country, because of the very nature of the internet being global, that we need to have strong privacy laws within the country, as well as need to have a good understanding of what the other countries are doing. So anyway, creating a strong privacy regime will is going to help the country in a big way. And today, for example, we are not being considered as a compliant country when EU wants to do business with us. So we are not really considered as a data compliant country because of the weak privacy law that we have. Now, coming to this specific program, wherein you are being, I should say, upgraded to become a data protection auditor or a data protection implementation officer. In the context of PDP bill, any organization, a body corporate, in fact, even the government has to have a data protection officers, particularly if they are considered to be the significant data fiduciaries. Now, who will be a significant data fiduciary? It has not been, the criteria has been given, but but beyond this, the details need to be worked out. It is something like how we declared as significant social media intermediary in the context of intermediary rules, but something similar will happen. So for the significant data fiduciary, there is a requirement that you have to have a data protection officer, that you need to carry out the audits on a periodic basis, once in 12 months. And as mentioned by Professor Naviji, that this bill has got a unique feature of giving a privacy score. So in a way, there is a very good potential with respect to what an organization requires. And then from an external perspective, from an auditing perspective, once again, there is a specific section in the Act that which is section 29, I understand, requires independent data auditing. So independent data auditor is required. So that means the people will have to work closely with the Data Protection Authority as and when it comes. It is something like what we have seen since 1992, the creation of Quality Council of India, the whole, I should say, branching out of basically creation of an organization wherein we started creating initially as quality professional, then information security professionals, information security management system professionals, then in fact, environmental professional, occupational health and safety hazard system professionals, IT service management professionals, business continuity management professionals. And therefore, this is like opening up of a data professional stream, similar to, as I said, what QCI has been doing over the years. So this is how it will be. And given the importance of this subject, ISO is already working on it. Once again, it was mentioned that ISO 27701, which deals with information security as well as privacy. In fact, it deals with privacy management. In fact, we are already having ISO 27002, which is now going to be a guideline document for privacy management. I mean, going to be a guideline document for information security management as well as privacy management. Now, within the Indian context, we have also been, particularly Infosys, our colleague, had been taking lead, and we have already come up with an Indian standard, namely IS 17428 in November 2020, covering both the aspects of developing the requirements standard, therefore a standard against which certification can happen, as well as having the guideline documents. And particularly when we are talking of privacy, it is not just a management system standard or going to be a management system only, because of the fact that a lot of technicalities will be involved. So it is going to be on a similar line as how the information security management system have evolved. the same way privacy management systems will evolve. So that means there is going to be demand for data auditors as well as data, in fact, privacy implementers. And to that extent, this particular program, in a way, very well fits the void and fits and will be able to create the kind of people which we as a country are looking for. I therefore like to wish FDPPI all the best, and all of you as participants of this particular program, all the best. And I hope you enjoy this particular program, which is going to be conducted during the weekends. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's my privilege and honor to give vote of thanks on this great occasion, great event. What a day to start with. As we all know, today is the National Readers' Day. And I would like to start with the quote given by Richard Steele. Reading is to the mind what exercise is to our body. Beautiful quote. And the kind of, the discussions, whatever had happened so far in the last 45 minutes, the stalwarts from the industry really stress the need for privacy along with the information security. And we are all, should be the kind of pride moment for us that FDPPI has taken a great step in conjunction, collaboration with DNV. And to start with, I would like to really thank our panelists, Mr. Rakesh Makeshwari, Senior Director, Cyber Law and Cyber Security, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Thank you very much, sir. So nice of you to spare your time and share your thoughts. The important bullets, what I could really capture from your, talk, I really liked it. One, internet never sleeps and forgets, and privacy is not an absolute right. Absolutely, absolutely. This is exactly what we, in our topics, we bring out in a very, very focused way, whether any of the law, whether it is GDPR and so on. We understand and really happy to hear from you with the kind of, position and authority from the government of India to say it's not an absolute right. Very interestingly, what you talked about, data earlier was called as an oil, today, obviously water. We understand when you said, data as a water, what is the meaning of it? And not only India, the whole country, obviously, I heard long back, if there is going to be a world war, it is going to be on water. So we understand the meaning and the importance of it, obviously touched upon. And no more the privacy is a buzzword, obviously, right? It all started way back in 1947 from United Nations, kind of declaration, where in Article 12, they beautifully addressed the need of privacy for the human being, and India was not lagging behind. As we all know, it has been, quoted as one of the fundamental right for each one of us. And what you said, really, I could capture the importance of it, that to protect the privacy, more and more stringent laws to emerge, and obviously our FDPPI at this stage, wherein we are going to discuss more in detail with our participants. It really creates that kind of focus. Thank you very much, sir, once again. And coming back to Mr. Prakash, what he started really makes sense for all of us in this call, because this is what we are really trying to spearhead and trying to institutionalize in everybody's mind. FDPPI, under the guidance of Mr. Navi, playing its vital role for a long time, since long time. And what he said, 95% of the CEOs expressed their concerns on cyber security and privacy threats. Makes sense. I used to quote the famous quote, no customer wanted to get associated with you the moment they hear you that you had a data breach. Forget about proving, hearing itself. Yeah. Because that's the kind of expectations what the customers, organizations across the globe is really trying to have it on us. And hence it's a very interesting aspect. And second bullet, what he touched upon, we don't want to be just a trainer perspective, keep on training people, and we would like to elevate ourselves as coach or mentoring on the privacy. across the board and etc. Look at what Mr. Navi talked about in his introduction, right? The various kind of programs, right? It's not only training perspective. He is into each and every aspects of privacy. We have at FDPPI different kind of center of competences, what I could call, and each headed by stalwarts. Lots of discussions are happening. Proactively, he's trying to set up a system which could really become a code of ethics and code of competence, for the organization in the industry. And Mr. Muralidhara, thank you very much for your remark that from the business perspective, it's no more a value add, it is a need. You cannot say that even in the privacy by design and default, we talk about it, that we are not trying to tell the customer that, hey, come, we are going to provide a value add. No, it's a part and parcel of the system. That's the message he was trying to really say, that one immense need of the industry and immense need by the businesses today. And he also quoted that Infosys being one of the first organizations to go for 27701. With this, I would say, thank you very much, all of you, the panelists, to bring in the kind of focus what is needed for this program. And last but not least, I would like to thank on behalf of the FDPPI management, all the members of FDPPI, wishing all the success for the participants of this program. And I'm sure that you all will enjoy, which really covers the whole gamut of global privacy law. Thanks once again, all of you, and thanks for joining. And Mr. Navi.
Yes,
sir.
My special thanks to all the participants and also the panelists who have spared their time to be here today for this inauguration. We will, of course, continue with the training separately, but we would look forward to your as a support to all of our activities because we would like India to be one of the leading privacy practicing countries. So I don't want anybody in the globe saying that India doesn't have privacy protection. We will have our views on certain things, but we will protect privacy as a fundamental right without conflicting with the security. That kind of a concept is what we are trying to develop and make India a proud nation. Thank you, friends. Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.